Imagine sitting down for breakfast, you take a bite of plain soft yogurt, and suddenly you start choking. Not coughing, but choking on a liquid. For Carly Douglas, a 33-year-old mother of three, this wasn't a freak accident. It was the terrifying climax of a mystery her body had been trying to solve for 6 months. Carly was the last person you'd expect to see have a medical emergency. She was young, she practically lived at the gym, and she was incredibly fit. Within a matter of months, she would be fighting for her life in a hospital bed, all because of a silent, invisible threat that hid behind one of the most common and overlooked symptoms in the world. The weird thing started happening about 6 months earlier. Carly's energy just vanished. We're talking about a woman who used to crush heavy workouts, now suddenly getting winded. Just walking up a few steps in her house after a basic gym session, she'd literally be lying on the floor, totally wiped out. Then came the nausea, the extreme dizziness. Her hair even started falling out in clumps. She finally went to the doctor, and blood tests revealed a major red flag. Her ferritin levels had completely crashed. Ferritin is the protein that stores iron. Think of iron like the delivery tracks of your body. It holds onto the oxygen in your red blood cells and drops it off to your organs. Without iron, the tracks are empty. Carly's organs were literally starving for oxygen. No oxygen means no energy eventually. But here's where the story takes a tragic detour. Because Carly had delivered her third baby just 6 months prior, the doctors figured this was completely normal. Postpartum iron deficiency, it happens all the time, right? They gave her 2 IV iron infusions, and it worked. Her energy came rushing back. She felt like herself again, but the low iron wasn't just the disease, it was just an alarm bell. And someone had just hit the snooze button. Fast forward to the morning with the yogurt. By this point, Carly was having a lot of trouble swallowing. Earlier in the week, she had choked on pieces of fruit, so she switched to soft foods. When her throat started rejecting soft yogurt, she knew this wasn't right. Her doctors scheduled her for an endoscopy, a procedure where a tiny camera is sent down the throat to look inside the stomach, but there was a problem. It was currently January. Carly was a busy mom of three. She was still going to the gym, and on the outside, she still looked healthy. Because she didn't look like a medical emergency, there was no massive sense of urgency from the clinic. So her appointment was pushed back all the way to March. Over those 2 agonizing months, Carly started losing weight rapidly. But she just kept pushing through, waiting for her appointment to arrive. She never made it to that point. On March 12th, the pain became unbearable. Carly drove herself to the emergency room in the middle of the night. Doctors rushed her into abdominal imaging, and finally they found the real cause of the iron deficiency, the exhaustion, the choking. It was a massive tumor growing inside her stomach, and suddenly everything made terrifying sense. Tumor had been silently bleeding for months, slowly draining her iron levels, and as it grew, it physically blocked her GI tract, which is why she couldn't swallow food without choking. But the most devastating part, because she was so young, the cancer was incredibly aggressive. It had already seeded. This means the tumor had broken through the stomach wall and spread the tiny cancer cells all throughout her peritoneal cavity, the space wrapping around her internal organs. Doctors threw everything they could at it. They started heavy chemotherapy to try and shrink the tumor enough to safely perform surgery, but it was too late. The delay had cost her everything. 3 months later, Carly Douglas passed away. We will never know for sure what would have happened if she got that endoscopy in January instead of March. The camera absolutely would have found the bleeding tumor, but had it spread yet? She have been saved? It's highly possible her incredible physical fitness actually fought the cancer off longer than an average person, but her body just couldn't hold out forever. But before Carly passed, she made sure her family knew exactly what she wanted her legacy to be. She left behind a warning that everyone watching this needs to hear. She said, if you don't feel right, if something feels off, please get it checked out. Act with extreme timelines. Advocate for yourself and make sure your doctors feel a sense of urgency. And if you look like healthy, the medical system might tell you to wait, but just don't wait. You know your body better than anyone else on this planet. If a symptom doesn't make sense, be loud, be annoying, demand the scan, and it might just save your life. Rest in peace to Carly Douglas, and if this story resonated you, please share it so Carly's warning can reach someone who might need to hear it today. Stay safe, listen to your body, and I'll see you in the next video.